Bethesda released a lot of new stuff to the Creation Club while I was gone, one of which was the Exo 2 Power Armor, which I covered in yesterday's video. But today we'll cover the myriad of new paint schemes they released for armor and for weapons. But before we do that, we got to get through a little housekeeping. There are two updates on the Creation Club. The first is for the Modern Furniture Workshop Pack. If you purchased this creation in the past, you know that all of the furniture was scattered throughout the settlement build menu, just like all the furniture from the vanilla game. This update organizes everything into its own Creation Club category, making it easier for you to find it when building your settlements. And the next update is for the Settlement Ambush Kit. They released this update a while ago, I'm just now getting around to covering it. If you recall from my video on the Settlement Ambush Kit, one of my biggest problems with it was a time glitch. Every time you used the monitors to view your settlements during attack, the game would totally mess up time, sending you to months and years that don't even exist. This update fixes it, though it only fixes it if you reload a save from before you began to use the Settlement Ambush Kit. I don't believe it fixes time in a game where the time is already messed up. From my tests, it also fixes the glitch where the monitor isn't able to detect cameras in your settlements, even though you have cameras there. But again, I was only able to get it to work if I reloaded a save from before I first used the Settlement Ambush Kit. And also with this update is a brand new fence. Perhaps they included this as a way of saying sorry for the previous glitch. We can now craft security fences in our settlement. A great little way to build a caged-off area. But new with the Creation Club is the Halloween Skin Bundle. Limited time only. Frighten up your game with the Halloween Skin Bundle. Paint your weapons and armor with spooky bats or eerie jack-o'-lanterns, and make yourself a Halloween costume to haunt the Commonwealth. Together they are worth 400 credits, but they're being sold now for only 300 credits. Two new paint schemes for both weapons and armor. Is it worth it? Let's find out. The first paint scheme is a purple and black bats motif. This one is rather simple. I think the bats are kind of hard to see on some of the pieces of armor, like the combat armor, mainly I think due to the contrast between the purple and black. For some reason, I wasn't able to paint the left leg and helmet of the synth armor, but this was due to a mod conflict on my machine. It was a strange one, though. I could paint the rest of the synth armor, just not the left leg or the helmet. So please forgive that during the rest of this video. The Halloween weapon paint schemes, like the others available on the Creation Club, only work with a handful of weapons. The combat rifle, assault rifle, institute rifle, laser rifle, combat shotgun, 44 pistol, 10mm pistol, Gatling laser missile launcher, and minigun. The Halloween pumpkin paint scheme, in my opinion, is a much more interesting paint scheme. The scheme consists of 3 different colors, a darker orange, a lighter orange for contrast, and a green. We see smiling jack-o'-lanterns on the armor. And notice that the jack-o'-lantern faces are different for each suit of armor. It's not just a copy and paste of each jack-o'-lantern face. This paint scheme looks great on armor, but it looks even better on weapons. I love the attention to detail that went into this. We not only see the same Halloween colors and the jack-o'-lantern faces, but scrawled on some of the weapons are little messages. Ha ha ha, or boo, and die. They paint the rivets in neon green and neon purple. Sometimes we'll see spider webs and little coffins that say, "Rest in peace." This scheme is much more intricate, but we only get these two. So is it worth it? Well, It's only 300 caps, but we have to remember that is the discounted price. It's normally 400 caps. At 400 caps, it's over half the price of the Exo 2 set of power armor. In my opinion, I see a value disparity here. With the Exo 2 power armor, which we reviewed yesterday, we get the beautiful new power armor suit and a wonderful, interesting, detailed quest to go along with it. With these paint schemes, we just get these two paint schemes for about half the price. That added to the fact that I think all Creation Club items are overpriced to begin with. Under normal circumstances, there's no way I'd pay $3 for these skins. And I have a hard time saying that these are worth the money. But that said, I'm still impressed by the paint scheme quality, and the price may be worth it for those who love Halloween and are looking to dress up their characters in Fallout 4. Next up is the She. And annoyingly, they give us a boilerplate description for this paint scheme. Without context, I'm sure many players are looking at this going, why is there this Asian-infused paint scheme in Fallout 4? How does that fit? They could have taken the opportunity to explain that the She is part of Fallout lore, but they didn't. So now I will. Players of Fallout 2 will already know that the She have a prominent role in the plot of that game. They had a large presence in San Francisco. The She is a faction that originated from the descendants of a communist Chinese submarine that was stranded after the war in San Francisco. The people of that submarine moved onto the mainland and began to inhabit pre-war Chinatown. Their culture evolved over time, and they called themselves the She. They tried to stay out of local politics. They were much like the Brotherhood during the events of Fallout 2 in that way. They kind of just wanted to keep to themselves. Their primary goals as a faction were to research and develop new technologies, practical technologies, from farming to weapons manufacturing. It is from the She that we can get a fully repaired suit of T-51B power armor. Well, that's great, Oxhorn, one may say, but I doubt very much a member of the She would have found their way to Boston, and you raise an excellent point, except that we know that one did. Conrad Kellogg used to work as a mercenary guard for the She in San Francisco. We learned this while exploring his mind. It was while working as a guard for the She that his family was executed. He then left his post to seek revenge and kill those who murdered his family. So we could justify the existence of this paint scheme by saying that we found the pattern in Kellogg's house, or maybe we found a suit of combat armor painted in She colors. At least through Kellogg, we have a connection to the She in San Francisco. As for the quality of the paint scheme itself, it's fine. There's a dark red background and a golden dragon on it, which represents the She logo as it was described in Fallout 2. It's not exactly my cup of tea. It's not something I would wear or personally enjoy, but I think those with fond memories of Fallout 2 or who want to roleplay as an ex-She guard or something would really enjoy it. Each paint scheme is going for 100 credits separately, so to get both armor and weapons painted in She colors, we have to drop 200 credits. And lastly, there's the Camouflage paint scheme bundle. When I saw this, I did a double take. I thought, surely I have this already, don't I? But no, I went through my purchase and I didn't see it there, and I went through the videos I've produced on the Creation Club and I haven't made a video about it yet. This is new. Why does it feel not new? Well, that's because the Camouflage paint schemes have already come out for all of the suits of power armor and for the Pip-Boy. I guess I just assumed that they had also come out for armor and weapons, but apparently not. So now we can get these very familiar paint schemes by now for armor and weapons as well. But this bundle includes the power armor and Pip-Boy skins we've already purchased in the past, and as a consequence bundles that into the price. As such, they list the value of this creation as being 1,050 caps, but it's selling for 750, which is more than the Exo 2 power armor. I guess that's a deal? In the game, I don't really find much to criticize about these paint schemes. They are exactly as depicted. The quality of each camouflage paint is pretty high, and a fully painted suit of armor looks great. Also, the camouflage is versatile. It works well while role-playing as nearly any faction. What I don't like is how this was bundled. Instead of selling the camouflage armor and weapon separately, they bundled in the power armor and Pip-Boy, which many of us, if we were gonna buy it to begin with, have likely already bought. In doing so, they were able to sell it for 750 credits. That's more expensive than just the armor and weapon paint jobs by themselves, each of which goes for 100 caps, 3 camo paint schemes, times 2 armor and weapon, that's 600 credits. So we're only getting 600 credits worth of new content for a creation that we have to spend 750 credits to buy. They excuse this price by saying, well, we're throwing in the power armor and the Pip-Boy skins as well, but we've likely already got those. So it's a fine bundle for those who haven't purchased any camouflage paint schemes at all in the past, but for those of us who have, it's not a good deal at all. And I'm frustrated that they don't give us an option to spend our credits more wisely. We should have the option to buy these separately if we want to. The fact that we don't irks me. I don't have much more to say about the camouflage paints, but I want to make sure that you can see each and every item painted so that you can decide if it's worth your money. So sit back and relax for a little bit while we listen to music and ogle the beautiful paints. But those are my thoughts about the latest additions to the Creation Club for Fallout 4. There are some beautiful paint schemes in there, and I'm sure many players will enjoy them to make their gameplay that much more colorful. But what are your thoughts on these new paint schemes for Fallout 4? Let me know in the comments section below. I publish many Fallout videos each and every week here on my channel, so if you don't want to miss my next one, be sure to subscribe and to click that bell notification button. I have a shirt shop with completely unique designs you can't find anywhere else. My designs come on shirts in a variety of men's, women's, and children's sizes, and in a wide array of colors. They come on other products as well, like smartphone cases, mugs, pillows, posters, prints, etc. So if interested, you can find a link to my shop in the description below. below, or you can click here. I'm becoming more active on Twitter. I use Twitter to respond to viewers and to make channel announcements. So if you're active on Twitter, I encourage you to follow me at Oxhorn. If you like what I do and you want to support me in a more personal way, consider becoming one of my patrons on Patreon. But more than anything, I'm just so glad you're here watching this video with me today. Thank you so much for watching, have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you Tuesday morning bright and early with a brand new video.